Very
Good look.
powerful.
She said, yes, child.
You get me in a little massage while I'm doing
Mm,
a
mm,
podcast.
mm.
My purple cup with the straw.
You work today, friend?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Got off the fourth.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what's up. How was your day?
Girl, long,
Yeah,
busy. I need to take a lunch break.
I feel that. Same, same, same. Well, I had a lunch break, but it was just a long day.
Thank you, sir. Child. I need to take the
What
lunch break.
What
I'm
are you
busy.
doing?
Busy, 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 busy.
Yeah, just a long day, you know. That's how it be. That's how it be.
Mother two at.
Glenn has a. I'm sure he's probably hosting the. It's a karaoke thing that they do on Wednesdays sometimes. So I'm sure he's. I'm sure he's getting ready to host that.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. Where's Giselle?
I have not heard from her. I was reaching out to see. Because I know sometimes she be getting off work
Aw.
around this time.
Yeah.
Um, oh, there she is.
Uh,
Hey, ponytail. I was like, I think she might still be trying to get off work. I don't know.
I'm running inside. I'm running inside. I'm here.
I know you good. I understand. Listen, I took
It
off.
ain't a wake up.
Listen, I looked at
girl,
her. I said, "Are you
I'm getting
just comfortable,
massage.
comfortable today, honey? Ain't
I
nothing
know
wrong
that's
with it,
right, girl.
child. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm here
Mhm.
for it." All right, welcome everyone to Straight to the Point OKC. I'm your host, Toy. We got Dana out there in Tulsa and my girl Giselle out there in Houston. We missing Glenn on tonight, but hey, when we got to make money, we got to make money. So it's mad respect. I hope you all go out and support him on tonight. Like I said, I think he's hosting the karaoke thing tonight. So hey, if you're not doing nothing, I believe there's karaoke tonight. I have to find out. I'm gonna go to his page and see where exactly, because I hate giving announcements and then I don't tell you where it is. That's so ghetto. Like, you can't, you know what I'm saying? We trying to get rid of the ghetto-ness in 2025. Let's see if he posted it on here. Let's see, he might not have posted it. I don't know. Let's see. Don't look like it. Hold on. Oh, okay, yes. It's the karaoke watch party playoffs because we know OKC and Denver is playing tonight for the playoffs. So they are at the Oak Room. All right. And Oak Room just posted a couple of days ago that they are now 30 and up. I think he said 30 and up. So take heed to the announcement. They tired of y'all bullshit. That's what that is. So they now 30 and up. So if you're 29, you're not welcome yet. You're not welcome yet. So yeah, that's where they'll be. And then Club 6,000, Mo Williams Club 6,000, they are doing live music tonight with the tap band. Don't give me the line of who's there tonight because I'm not sure. But it is live music tonight at Club 6,000. So if you're not doing anything or whatever, go check it out. If you're not interested in watching the game, I'm going for my OKC Thunder Boys, period. So I hope they win because I don't know what happened first game, but I was very disappointed, very upset, very disturbed because I could have been in the bed had I known you was just going to purposely lose. I needed to get that off my chest. Feel better. Feel better. So anywho, um, All right. So let's see. We are. Are we still in Taurus season? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Because listen, I can't keep up with the day. Okay, we're still in the early part of May. All right. So happy birthday to all the Tauruses. If you are a Taurus and you are celebrating your birthday, please let us know in the chat and we'll definitely give you a shout out and support you. That's what we're here for, guys. That's what we're here for. We're here to support each other. So let us know. If you are just joining the platform on tonight, welcome. Once again, this is Straight to the Point OKC. We do have a Facebook page and we also have a YouTube page. So feel free to come go check it out. We have other videos that are posted that we've done. We've been going since August and we're headed to the next part of August. That will be our year anniversary. So I'm excited. Yeah, it's been great. So once again, thank you for supporting us. Those of you that have been supporting us since August, thank you so much. We appreciate you. All right. Let's see here. Events, like I said tonight, pretty much the Thunder game. I think if you're a basketball supporter, you'll be watching that. I've named the events that I know so far that's going on tonight. So take heed of that. As far as this weekend, it's pretty much the norm as far as I know. I don't think there's anything spectacular this weekend. So pretty much the norm. Get in where you fit in. That's where I'm at with it. All right. Dana, do you have a would you rather? Because if not, or I'm gonna back something up with your would you rather. So go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I do. I got a would you rather tonight.
Let's
Would
go.
you would you rather be able to take back anything that you say or be able to hear every conversation about you?
I think I'm gonna go for hearing the conversations. I want to hear it all. I want to know what you said. Yeah, I think I want to hear the conversation.
What if I went with neither?
Conversation.
Say it again.
I said, what if I went with neither? Like, I don't feel like I say too much that I ain't mean.
Yeah, I stand
And,
on what I say.
and I don't care what you think either.
Not really.
So if I have to choose one, I guess I'll go with listening with the conversation. I
Yeah.
guess.
For shits and
Like,
giggles.
Yeah. If I have to choose one, it would be the conversations.
conversation.
Yeah. That'll take away me having to be focused on people's true intentions. I'm gonna already know, right?
Period.
So I don't have to waste that brain power trying to see if you are or are not for me. I'm gonna already know,
Mhm.
right? But yeah, I'm going with that.
Mm-hmm. I'm with it. I'm with it all the way. Let's see. I'm trying to see what it says here. Joshua, I'm sorry. I have something blocking my little area here where I can't see your post, but I'm gonna read it in just a minute. All right. So the would you rather for tonight is would you rather listen in on you said listen in on the conversation about you?
Would you rather be able to take back anything that you say
Take back
or
anything you
listen in
say.
on every conversation about you?
All right, you heard it there. I didn't want to mess it up, so I'm glad you jumped in. But yes, you heard it there. So let us know what you think in the chat. And I see Joshua has responded, but I guess this little referral thing in my way, and I can't see what the whole comment is saying. So I'll read it in just a moment. But all right, we got that. Would you rather? Would you rather? I like the would you rather's. They so dope. Okay, so like I said, I wanted to back something. I seen this on social media, and I was like, I want to back this up with the would you rather. So y'all tell me this as well. If your mom told you to sit down and your dad told you to stand up, what would you do?
Sitting down and standing up. sit down and stand up.
You say you'll go ahead and knock out both of them.
Period.
Y'all tell me what you would say. Let's see. You said mine was yesterday. Oh, okay. You had an event yesterday, Joshua. That's what you're saying. I think that's what he's saying. This other comment, I can't see it, but okay. Y'all said y'all both gonna sit and stand.
I'm just gonna sit down.
She said, I'm just gonna sit
I'm just gonna sit down.
down. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna walk out. I'm gonna just y'all figure it out. Do you want me to sit or stand? I don't know.
I'm definitely gonna sit down. Yeah, sit down.
I was wondering if that question was based off of who would a child actually listen to more, a mom or a dad.
Shit, both. Her.
I mean, yeah. But I did feel like my dad like had that more authority. So
Shit. It was equal.
I
Yeah,
feel you.
I think it's circumstantial. I think it's also like who's the dominant parent. You know what I'm saying? And then and then of course, you've got those situations where, who was
My brother's
around,
crazy.
who's around.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
mama was around, you know. My dad, he gotta pass by.
I feel you. I feel that.
Yeah, he gotta
So
pass
both my
by.
moms was crazy.
So yeah.
Both of them. I'd get a whooping twice.
Oh no, not twice.
Yeah.
Not
I
twice.
ain't have to worry about that. But yeah.
Yeah, I can't see what it says.
My
All
mama,
right,
she's
anywho.
little, but she crazy.
You say your mom a little, but she crazy.
Yes, Tom.
I believe it mine says too. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and hop into our first topic for tonight. And here we go.
I don't support white businesses, said no white person ever. Think about that. You've never heard a white person say, I don't support white businesses, but you'll hear black people all day say, I don't go to black businesses, they too expensive. The lamb chops $40, I gotta pay for this, the drink's too expensive. We the only group of people, bro, who tear ourselves down when it comes to certain communities.
Well, what y'all think?
I don't know. I don't tear down black businesses. I actually support them. So I don't know. But it
Hmm.
is true. Black people do want to get a hookup and stuff and they go to a black business or whatever. They do complain about everything you said is completely true. But I mean, it don't apply to me because I go and I support and tip. So
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. What's up, Giselle?
I mean, I'm with Dana. I mean, that don't apply to me. I beat it. I beat it. But I do understand what he's saying to that demographic that complain. And I think that sometimes it comes from like this expectation, right? We're already like in a situation where we're pitted and groomed to be against each other versus support each other as it is. We always gonna find something wrong. It's almost like that one up type of situation, which I hate that that's
I do
something
too.
that we deal with. But I don't see the problem in I don't understand why a certain demographic of us, I'll just put it that way, why we have a hard time supporting, as he was saying, why we have a hard time giving $40 to Pookie and Ray Ray, but we don't have a problem giving $40 to John for the same meal. And it's like almost like this expectation that it should be a certain something because of who you are. But I mean, where's the growth? So I mean, I get it. I understand. They ain't me, but I understand.
Yeah. I like your point on that. Something that I actually was talking to a coworker about not too long ago. Um, and I'm gonna play devil's advocate here for a moment. I do support my black businesses, but do I feel like there is potential? Do I feel like there can be some growth in the whole community of black business owners? Absolutely. Um, I've been to a lot of Black owned restaurants in Oklahoma and outside of Oklahoma. And let me just say, you can't even split this in half anymore. Most Black owned companies have issues with looking like a company, if that makes sense. It's like we are having a hard time with taking what comes into the business and upgrading what you have. You go to Olive Garden, you go to most Mexican restaurants, you go to most of these American restaurants that you go to at some point in time in the duration of them being open, they've had to do upgrades on their building in order for people to continue to want to come back and support their company. And I feel like as Black people, that's a real huge downfall, especially restaurants, because it's like they just go find a building and just open it up and put all this stuff in there. And then it's just like, there's no deep cleaning, there's no proper painting, ceiling halfway caved in, or you got a bunch of brown spots, I just feel like as business owners, and listen, I can't put too much into it because I'm not a business owner. So I don't want to feel like I sound like I'm hating. But I do just feel like when I go into Black businesses, I want to feel like I am walking into an Olive Garden. And I feel like the only way that you would be able to get to that point is you got to stop trying to put all that money back into your pocket and stack that shit and work on upgrading your building, your bathroom, how everything just looks in it. Like it makes a difference, how your tables look, how your seatings look like that. I feel like that makes a difference in how a company should be ran. I honestly feel like if people are comfortable with coming, you'll have more people coming to support you if they're comfortable with coming. I've been to establishments, even just here in Oklahoma City, where y'all know I do a lot of live music here, where people have said, "Man, I want to come and support you," but that particular facility just looks like a whole dump, and it just like I get it, and it's just like, but it's up to the person that is the business owner to want to do better, of course. But I do be feeling like there are just certain aspects that is just, it's noticeable amongst the whole Black community of businesses. Like I said, it's not all of them, but it is most of them. I have been to a couple of Black establishments that look very nice, look very decent. Another thing that I want to bring up, these canned sodas in 2025. Listen, I get it. I get owning a Coke machine might be a little expensive. I get it. But come on, charging me $2 for a canned soda when at this point I should be pushing in, getting me some ice and a fountain drink. It's just some things I want us to work on. I want us to upgrade. Baby, let me upgrade you, as Beyonce said. But you're only going to be able to do that if you're not so busy trying to put the money back into your pocket. That's my 5 minutes. But I agree with what you said, Giselle. I mean, I'm being honest though. Like some places that I go sit in and eat, I'm just like, oh my God, I really be scoping. I really be so, and I ain't gonna lie, it ain't just Black people. I've been to some Mexican restaurants that I was just like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But
I understand what you're saying. I think sometimes you also have to take into account the demographic or the audience that they're trying to capture. Like some people they're not so much interested in pulling a particular customer, particular clientele or whatever, right? Then you've got those startups, like those entrepreneurs who are they trying to get their foot off the ground. And it may not be as as lavish, but I know that's really one of the reasons why these food trucks are honestly becoming so popular.
And I think
Right.
that's where they should keep it. Yeah. Because I mean, like I said, I don't expect for when you start off a business to be just spectacular. That's not what I expect. The only time I would expect that is if you've actually saved up money to actually do that, to set that up. But I don't expect that when you first come out, of course. But at some point in time, if you've been open for 5 years and that roof is still about to fall in,
I, yeah, I get it. I'm also gonna go to, like, knowledge is power, right? And that's another thing that we don't share amongst our ourselves, right? Because we don't, and I say we, I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm just saying as a collective, we don't want to see
mhm,
anybody do better than us. We don't want to see anybody to get ahead. And so when you see an establishment that has taken off, but you don't see them reaching back out to their brother or their sister who is trying to get where they are to kind of help guide them or aid them in how to get like these particular grants and
we selfish.
new business, yeah, and things like that, which it is selfish because like I said, you don't want to see anybody do better than you. And you have other communities where they actually come together. Hey, you sign up for this. Here's your grant letter. Here's how to get this business loan. Here's how to get this business grant, like all these different things. And I think that when you're trying to do it all from your pocket instead of using the other people's money, it also becomes a
Mhm,
hindrance, but you can't do
mhm.
what you don't know. And I think people are just kind of honestly, they're just trying to get it where they can get it. But I do understand what you're saying as far as like the experience and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I want y'all to do better though. I do. I mean, I feel like if we don't talk about it, like you said, people gonna sit around and be clueless or act like they clueless. But I do want them to do better, like because it's potential there to be something spectacular. I mean, and we need the black restaurants because we really need the soul food. I feel like that's where our era is the soul food. So we really need the black restaurants and then, other black businesses that are out there. I just feel like if you're gonna put into actually having a building though, because I know some people do their business online, through the internet and stuff where you can order and different things like that, you know. But I do feel like if you're going to actually put in to open a business in a building, just take into consideration the look. Presentation is everything in life. Everything. Presentation is a big deal. So I feel like you should want to give your all if you gonna open up a business. Like I said, there's no expectation for you to get that. I ain't saying in the first 6 months you got to have a castle, nothing like that. But I do think throughout time you should want to upgrade, make things look better at some point in time. That's just my 2 cents on it. Dan, you got something else to say?
Mhm. I support black businesses.
Period.
Shape they easy. They got good food. I'm not.
Okay, Joshua. Okay, I see what he said. He said I was responding to the birthdays. All right, my bad. I couldn't even see what it all said because on this one it's kind of difficult. But happy birthday, Joshua West. Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. I do apologize. I'm so late with it because, like I said, I couldn't see your post. But let's see. Keith Brown, thank you for tuning in with me tonight, Keith. He says some black businesses are great, but others want the support but don't provide the services and consistency and professionalism necessary to get the support. I agree wholeheartedly. Absolutely. Oh, I can put it up here for y'all to see. But oh, actually, I can't. I don't know what's going on with this thing. But yeah, I agree with you. And that's kind of my point. Um, when I say, with black business, I mean, you've got to, it's more to it than just unlocking the doors and handing people a food and this $2 and $3 can sodas that y'all be handing us. I really be feeling some kind of way about that because when I was growing up in the 80s, damn it, that can of soda was 25 cents, 50 cents. Why am I paying $2? If you gonna charge me $2 for that can of soda, please invest in the damn machine. Get a Coke machine. You ain't even got them. You ain't got to get the big fancy ones right now that they got at Wingstop and stuff. Just get $2 in there. One sip and it's gone. I be salty, man. Oh, I'd be mad. I'd be like, I ain't coming back. Ain't coming back. But yeah, that's so, like I said, educational, and this is just coming from somebody that do support Black-owned business. I just had to play the devil's advocate for a minute, but I do support my Black-owned business. I've shown that, I have no problem with it. But hell, I just want y'all to do better. That's all. Moving on. Moving on. So tonight, before we get into this second topic, which is going to lead into probably the next couple of weeks of what we're going to talk about, I'm going to say, just be prepared to have an adult conversation about these type of things, because everything that we're going to talk about is reality. This is everyday life that's happening, and it's getting worse. Okay, it's getting worse. And I mean, at the end of the day, let's talk about it. Can we find a solution? Is there even a solution to what we're getting ready to deal with? Who knows? We don't know, but let's talk about it. Okay. So for the next couple of weeks, we're going to get back into racism, and we're going to talk about police brutality. Okay. It's a lot that I want to show. Some of you probably have even seen some of this stuff, but it's just a lot of things that I want to show and get deep into. Because man, when I tell you, I don't know if you all have been following the dude that yeah, I'm horrible with names, but the dude that just recently his son was shot by the 18-year-old son was shot by the police in Ohio. I think this was Ohio. And he went and killed a random police after his son was killed by the police. So now, of course, he's in jail. And I mean, basically, he went in, I think what is this, Wednesday? So I believe it was this past Monday, he went in for his indictment or whatever. And courtroom filled with about 35, 40 police officers against this one man. And I mean, you can see the hate in their eyes. You can really see the hate and not understanding where he coming from. So this is just things that I feel like we really need to open up and face and come to the reality of what we're getting ready to get back into. It was just a trip. I don't know what it was, but this girl was showing me one of the clips from the court on Monday, and all I saw was like those movies that you would see back from the 40s, 50s, and 60s, when they were really going through slavery, and how the white side and the black side was just bashing against each other. That's what happened this past Monday. And it's like we're getting ready to actually repeat that shit. And it's crazy. It's really crazy. Like, I never thought as a child that I would grow up and actually repeat what I'm now seeing as an adult on TV. I'm thinking, okay, this is just TV. I know it happened at one point in time, but TV kind of makes it more than what it really is sometimes to make a point. But what I saw Monday in this clip, and I'm gonna show it eventually. I'm gonna get all my ducks in a row. But I just feel like this is something that I want to talk about for the next couple of weeks, so we can just face that reality. So I'm gonna present this video here, and we'll just start off by talking about it. Let me see here. And I do want to let this be known that this did happen here in Oklahoma. Okay, just to let y'all know. So here we go.
Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt is asking multiple McCurtain County officials to step down from their jobs immediately. And he's sending in state investigators to see if anything illegal has happened. This move comes after the sheriff, a county commissioner, the jail administrator, and a sheriff's investigator were recorded by a local newspaper at a county meeting expressing frustration that they could not hang black people anymore, and also openly threatening to...
So let's talk about it. This is the introduction to our problems that we are getting ready to face. I'm gonna be honest. I was disturbed. Who posted this? Dana, did you post this one?
I don't know.
I
Probably.
can't remember either, but I think it was. I think it was you. But I think I played this probably 5 times before I actually took the clip of it and put it on here, posted it on here. Um, it's just really disturbing that I think it's just more, it's hard to accept that community due to the fact of how so many of them really feel about us. And it's just like, let's start at the fact of why do y'all really hate us so bad? Not all of them. Okay. So let's not, this is just generally speaking. But it's just like, why do y'all hate us so bad? And it's more the older generation that still has that mindset and they teaching their kids this crap too. But why do y'all hate us so bad that you feel like you need to say something like that in 2025? That you hate us so bad that you feel like they need to bring it back to hanging us. And I really feel like that really almost hasn't left because haven't we had some lynches here in the past few years that I can recall in some of them leery areas where they still do that crap? I can probably count on one hand, but yeah, I think I remember a few of them, and that was shocking to even receive because it's just like you would think we're not in that era anymore to have to deal with that.
Racism ain't never went nowhere. Like it ain't never went nowhere. And the police, that's where the Ku Klux Klan's hide at. That's why
Mm-hmm.
most brutality comes from police officers.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah,
They all
I
bad.
agree.
But they're all not bad. They all ain't bad. That ain't what we're saying. And back to, oh boy, that shot the police officer. It's getting to that point to where black people's like, you take one of ours, we're gonna take one of yours. And when more black people start doing it, I think that's when the police brutality is probably gonna slow down, or it's gonna get worse. I don't know, but the reason why there's so much black brutality because what better uniform to put on to do that and carry that out in police uniform? That's where they at. They probably got some type of alliance with police officers in this little small ass town. There's always been sundown towns where they tell black people not to go after a certain time or after the sun go down. That stuff ain't never went nowhere. It's always been here. It's always been here.
What you think, Giselle?
Honestly, I mean, I agree with Dana. It never went anywhere. Like you have certain areas where, of course, like it's hidden. Some may be silenced. Is it as prominent? No, but like I mean, there's literally if I'm leaving here and I'm driving to Louisiana, right? There's this little town, Viter. Everybody know about Viter, literally. Like it's a sundown town. If you going, you need to get on through. Like
Mm.
it is what it is. There's places in Oklahoma. I remember being in middle school, going to one of my track coaches. His mom was like a sponsor for us for the middle school, and she would like always like sponsor like our basketball uniforms and stuff like that. So the girls track team and the basketball team, like we always had stuff that the boys didn't have. But that's neither here nor there. So we went to her funeral, which was in Marlow,
Mm.
right? But coming back from Marlow, it was dark.
Mm-hmm.
We coming through Marlow, this cross is burning in the field. We ducking down on the bus. We trying to like get us the hell from up out of here. So I mean, I can say like it never went away. I do feel like with the current climate, things are a little bit more prominent. People feel a little bit more open, a little bit more entitled to express how they feel because they feel there's no repercussion for vocalizing how they feel, right? Freedom of speech. So you can say what you want to say, but I just feel like there's the audacity is kind of like at an all-time high right now where people are free to vocalize what it is that they feel with no repercussions. But basically, you're just expressing how you've been feeling all along. But racism never left.
I agree. Racism has never left. But
It never left.
why do we feel like they hate us so bad? Like even from day one. Like
Well, there's
what
a
is the
reason.
problem?
There's
What's
a
the
reason.
issue?
They
Besides the skin
because they
our
it's
skin color.
oppression. It's oppression. It's oppression, friend. It's oppression. They've been trying to suppress us from our true powers since the beginning of time. That's the reason they remove our wisdom teeth and make us use fluoride in our toothpaste and everything to kill that pineal gland. Like, you really think that manpower built Egypt, I mean, pyramids and stuff and everything? Like, do you really think manpower did that? No, absolutely not. We were very powerful. And there's a reason why. It's all about control. They know. We don't know. They know who we are. We don't know who we are. And that is the problem. They keep us separated. We're the only race of people that cannot get along with each other. Any other race can get along. Whites, Chinese, Indians, Mexicans all work together. You can't go at a white person or any other race without another person of that race coming to their defense. Black people, you can do that to a black woman and she'll be there alone. Or a black man and they'll be there alone. Black people won't jump in to help or nothing. But we're a community. There's a reason why it was all designed this way. It was all designed. That's why it's in the Bible. The first shall be last and the last shall be first. All this stuff is in our face. All this stuff is in a book. But black people don't want to read and figure out what the root of the problem is coming from. And it's been there. The Willie Lynch project of letter, it lets you know exactly why we cannot get along as a people, as a unit, why we can't get along. We the only race of people like that. But nobody stops to think about that. They like, this bitch looked at me or this nigga stepped on my shoes. So the fuck what? Like, man, come on. It's deeper than that. It's real deep. Black
Yeah.
people need to read. Read. Fucking read. Shit. It's all in a book. All in a book.
Is it possible
Amen.
to break the curse? Because it sounds like it's a curse against us.
It's not necessarily a curse. It's knowledge. Knowledge is everything. It's
Yeah.
having a clear understanding of who you are as a person, where you come from as a people, and why things were designed the way that they were designed. And once you
Yeah.
can get past that and you actually dig into the books and you understand who you are as a person and why your brain functions the way that it functions and why you feel the way that you feel,
Right.
it's kind of like perspective, right?
Mhm.
Everybody has like different perspectives. But go back and just think one time, is your perspective really one of your own, or is it one that was created for you?
Come on.
And when you go back and you think about it, our perspective is not a perspective of our own. It's one that was created for us. And it's just been passed down and passed down and passed down and passed down and passed down.
Mhm.
And so then you don't know anything different because what you don't know, you can't change.
Mhm.
But it's kind of like what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about like, for example, we were talking about you were talking about the black businesses, and I was talking about how, knowledge being power, things
Mhm.
like that, right?
Yeah.
Why black people don't want to support black people.
Right.
It was designed that way. It was designed to not this person to look funny at this person, look crazy at this person, to have this person look like the biggest and the baddest thing on the block and be dumb as in a box of rocks. Like it was designed that way.
Okay.
We are
Now,
literally
let's take that a little deeper on when you say design that way. Like designed by who? Where did that creation come from for us to be in that situation?
slave trade,
Well,
slave trade,
Slave trade.
slave trade, and how to train slaves, how to get slaves to move the way that you want them to move. It's
Mhm.
been designed that way. It's kind of like, even when you
from
come down
having
to
a
like,
house nigga to a field nigga.
hmm
Oh, they think they better. I'm girl.
exactly. The light skinned people
Read
was on
this
the out
Willie
was
Lynch
was
letter.
inside. The
Mhm.
light skinned folks was on the
Read
inside.
it.
The dark skinned niggas was on the
Tell
outside.
everybody why
You had to
white
put the big
people
person
think
up
they're
against
better
the
than
little
dark
Right.
person.
skinned people.
It's I'm telling you, that's it's designed to not not want to support. It's designed to not want to help, put you against this person.
Mm-hmm.
And you think
And
about it
so,
like,
go ahead.
and we do it every day. I mean, for real though, we do it every day.
Okay.
Think about how many times you see somebody, right? And you're like, oh, why they wearing that? They got this on. They got that on. They should have had this. Why they got that? Okay, but did you try to help? Did you try to
Did
assist?
you?
Did you? You didn't. You didn't. But you dogged them out though. But you didn't provide any help. But then we turn around and guess what? You see, of the other race, they'll go help their people.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
They'll go help their people. They will do it. I'm just saying.
Right. I
So
get,
it
listen, and I'm totally agreeing with you on this.
so
But
it goes, it's the little things, the big things, and people, it's kind of like it's almost like Bible. Like you can't apply what you want to apply and leave out the
right.
rest. It
Yeah.
all meshes and merges together. It's all a part of the thing.
Yeah. So again, it kind of takes me back to though, it sounded like this is a whole curse situation. It started a long time ago, and that's what we've been used to living by. But
Mhm.
when do we break that curse? When do we start? And unless we're trying to say it's just too late to do that. But when does that curse breaks? I mean, I feel like it's going to take more than just reading a book, because at the end of the day, some people don't comprehend well when they're reading. And
You
you're going to run into
comprehend.
that problem. Hold on, just hear me out. You're going to run into that problem because, I mean, look at the educational system right now. Some of these people can't even read. So, yet alone trying to hand them a book, reading is fundamental. And that's something that Black folks fail all the time.
Mhm.
So I just want, because, people are going to view this and some people need a better understanding. Okay, I understand this is something that started a long time ago, but then we're in 2025 and it's just like, we know better at this point.
Do
We're a
you?
whole different generation than what our ancestors were. But now, do I feel like we're stronger than our ancestors? Absolutely not. They took ass whoopings, sitting in jail, bloody nose, wives getting raped, all that kind of shit. I don't think we're that strong now. I feel like there is a generation that's coming up that's not fit to tolerate the bullshit no longer. But it's like, why couldn't it have been us that stood on business and like, motherfucker, I ain't gonna let you do that shit to me. I ain't gonna let you do that shit to my people.
There were. It just wasn't enough.
But that's a problem. That's a problem. And
I can
that's
answer
my
the
point.
question. It's fear. It was the
Are we,
installation of
but
fear.
why
We
are
were
we
groomed in
scared?
fear because it was it's the installation of fear. We were groomed to fear these
They
people.
were over us.
They were
We
yeah.
were. But why are we
Right.
trying to
But
bring that
that
on till
mindset, you got to
today?
think about what their grandparents told their parents, the generations about how slavery was, and that fear, which is a curse. That fear, that's a generational curse passed down from generation to generation to generation. It's fear of getting killed, fear of getting raped, the fear of getting lynched, fear that's been passed down. But this was if you man, I can't stress it enough for my people to read. If you can go to YouTube, it'll read it to you.
And I
It,
get that. Yeah, technology is a lot more than what it used to be. I do agree with you on that. I do agree with you on that. Um, Real quick, Latasha Jackson said, just because you were taught a thing doesn't mean you have to stay stuck in that. At some
come on.
point, you must choose to be better. And I think that's kind of my point that I'm getting to. It's just like, we know, and we're not even supposed to talk about them right now. It's at the point that we've seen enough to know better. And we need to shift that fear, because this that we even going through right now in 2025, they trying to take us back to what our ancestors went through. And at the end of the day,
But it'll never be that.
I feel like if we don't shake that
It'll
fear,
never be.
but again, it's gonna
No,
be that
it'll
way
never
if
be
we don't
that.
stand on business with them.
It ain't. No, it ain't. In 2025, Toy, you can seriously tell me that lynching and stuff, and we're getting back to that.
We may not
You
get
seriously?
exactly to the lynching, but we are definitely facing a different. We're facing a different. What's the word that I want to use? Um, no, I'll just say we're in a different generation right now that we may not see or experience as much as what our ancestors went through. But that same hate, that same disrespect is going back into a circle, but they're trying. I mean, we already
It
knew
ain't
this
the
when
same. We ain't
it,
gonna take
it
that shit. It's too much of an equal playing
but we
ground.
are, but hold on, you say we're not going to
No,
take it, but
ma'am.
we are.
But we
We
not
are.
though.
How many
But
people
we're
have we seen
not
get
though.
How many people have we seen these police officers have killed our black men for how many decades now? And we still ain't done nothing? Why? Because we
What are
scared.
we supposed to do, Toy?
This
No,
is
we're not
exactly,
scared. What
that's
are we
my point
supposed to
right
do? Go
there.
run up
The
in a
question
police
of the
station,
day.
Toy?
The question
We're
of the
supposed to run
day.
up in a police
Listen to me.
station?
No, hear me out. The question of the day. I knew that was going to be the question. What are we supposed to do? Exactly what that dude is sitting in jail for right now. It's going to eventually come to the day where it's going to be a war against the black community and the police. It's going to come.
But
Because that
that's the whole thing. They are
KKK,
literally trying to bait us for that very thing.
I get it, but it's going
and
to
do you?
come. That's
But
the
But
reality
do
of
you
it.
not think
It's
we
going to
don't know, and
happen.
that we're not preparing?
yeah,
So what are we doing to prepare? Yeah, let's talk about that. So what are we doing? Because it's going to happen. The day is going to come where we're going to be faced to have to force ourselves on the police because some of these people's getting to the point. You take one of mine, like somebody said earlier, you take one of mine, I'm gonna take yours. We're getting to that
Not
point.
yet.
So
It's
let's
not
talk
getting there.
about
We're there.
exactly, but
We're
we
there.
just getting there. We're just getting there. And why did it take so long to get there? But hold on, I want to go back though. What are we doing to prepare? Let's talk about it. What are folks
What am
doing to
I doing?
prepare
What am
for if a
I doing
police
to
officer
prepare?
knock at your door right now and he breaks the law in your household? Because right now, I'm telling you, I look at these videos on a daily basis. Hear me out, Dana. Just hear me out. I
Yeah.
listen to these on a day. I watch these videos on a daily basis. How these police officers continually, they break the law on somebody else's property. And most of them don't even get penalized behind it. It's one video that I am going to show here in the near future where there's a man that had over 100 and something. I think they call it where they arrest them for resisting. Okay, that's a real popular one in the police force. And they finally called him in the office about that because they saying, now listen, we got all these reports and every single one of them where you're saying they're resisting, they end up hurt. So my point is, it's getting ready to get to the point where most of us is not going to continue to take the mess from any of them. Doesn't matter if they're the police officer, if they're another race. We're getting to that point. But what is the preparation looking like? What's that looking like?
So you ready for me to tell you what the preparation is now?
You can. I just wanted to finish talk. This is the podcast. We just talking. This is a podcast. I just wanted to
Okay,
finish
great.
saying what I was saying. But yeah, go ahead. What's the preparation?
Well, me personally, of course I'm at the gun range faithfully. My kids is prepared the same way. We have a place to go, undisclosed place to go with food, shelter, and water, and a vehicle.
So
That's my preparation.
okay. So I get that part. Yeah. Okay. I get that part. Preparation of what I'm meaning is okay. Again, like I was saying earlier, a lot of these police officers are getting to the point where they are breaking laws in your own spot. So if a police
Well,
officer come
what
in
you
your
gotta
house,
do is okay. You got to know that you have to know the law. There are certain words
Exactly.
that the police officers, there's certain words that they look for when
Hmm.
they fucking with somebody. And if you use the correct words, they can't break the law.
Hmm.
They expect for every black person not to know the law.
They do.
Every person, they
Exactly.
expect for them not to know
You've
the law.
got
And
to know the
some
law.
people,
That's
they
number
want it,
one.
period. Period.
That's number one.
So I know the law. I know them, and I know which words to use, and I train my boys on when they get stopped, what to do and what to
Same
say.
here. Exactly.
Period. Never had a
Educational point.
problem.
That's number two.
That's
Exactly.
it.
For me,
And the camcorder is your best friend.
yep. That's number
Or
three.
look, record or whatever it is, video.
Yeah. You definitely should record because that cuts down on a lot of the foolishness that they would try to do if you wasn't recording them. So yeah, I agree. Come on, Giselle, bring it. What's your preparation? What your preparation look like?
Well, of course, I've been hollering education this whole time. Like, you got to know. That's what I'm saying. You got the knowledge is power. So, of course, knowing the law. Like, I'm with Dana. We be at the gun range. My son now goes to the gun range. He know where firearms are in the house. He knows how to properly use them. Like, he knows between myself and Lord, and especially my brother. Like, I feel like my son can almost shoot just as well as I can now.
That's how it should be.
Period.
So of course he knows you come to my front door, you being recorded from the door and from the front door. Think it's not
Hmm.
going down, you're being recorded and I'm gonna let you know that you are. Right.
Absolutely.
But when you start speaking like as a whole, this is where you have to get a unit of people to actually come together.
Hmm.
That right there that's the journey right there. Actually
Hmm.
getting a unit of people to actually come together that have been groomed not to stick together. So that's you looking for a big undo button. So I know like you keep asking like, where's the change? Like we know better, we do better. Some people don't even, they just don't know better. They weren't taught
Man,
better.
man.
They don't talk better and you can't tell people anything because people think they know everything.
Mm, mm, mm.
People take their perspective as being the only perspective.
Oh yeah.
That's a
So
big
how do
part of
you,
our community. That's a big problem in our community. We
yes,
don't listen to each other, even for somebody else to have knowledge for you. Listen, I'm with it. Stuff I've been talking about all week. I was just talking to my keyboard player the other day. I was like, sometimes, people just find it hard for you to be able to come to them and tell them something or correct them on something without them being offended.
I feel like I've always lived by this thing. I'm like, if you offended, I hit a nerve.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Yeah. And maybe that shoe fits. I don't know.
It
Maybe,
could.
maybe. But I just, it's like I said, this is just the beginning of it because man, I watch this stuff on a daily basis. I'm catching so many stories after stories after stories. Is the reality of it is as a black community, it's about to go down with us. It's about to go down with us. And it's sad. It's sad because they don't want us here. They don't want us breathing, you know. So it's like innocent people are being affected behind it.
You know what? Sometimes I don't even feel like it's not that they don't want us here. They wanted us here, which is why they brought us here. Because they
Just
knew
to
who we
play
were
for
as
them.
a people. But that's what I'm saying. They knew who
But
we
now
were
that
as
we
a
got
people.
somewhat got an education, they can't really do much to us now. So
Is education really that bad when we created pretty much everything that is standing? Is it really that bad? Or is it the simple fact that there's a lack of control? The control is not prominent.
Thank
That's
you.
the
right.
problem. The
That's
control
because
is the problem. It's not us as a people, it is the lack of control. Right
right.
now, we are not the minority anymore, and that is the problem. That's the fear. The fear is that we, as a people, actually have the power and the authority if we all came together to run this shit, and they don't want that. That
Exactly.
is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
That
I
is the
agree.
problem. So anything to control or anything to oppress, that's where the issue comes from.
I definitely agree. And the reason why they're that way, though, it still leads back to we're more knowledgeable now. We're more knowledgeable about what we're facing now with them versus what it was a long time ago. And so now that we're more knowledgeable, we don't allow them to be able to have that control over us no more because it's just like, hey, I'm not having it. You may have done that to them, but you're not doing it to me. That's how I look at it.
Gotcha.
But I agree with you. I mean, we all know we not supposed to allow them to have no control. But at the end of the day, though, it's still about, are we prepping for what is about to come? Are we prepared? Are we reading the books to get the knowledge that we need to understand? Because even though I get, reading the Lynch story and all of that kind of stuff, I get it that's how they wanted it to be set up for us. But at some point in time, we got to break that chain. We got to break that mindset and stand on what it is. You're not supposed to treat me like that. You're not going to disrespect my people like that and think we just going to sit there and continue to be quiet about it. I feel like we've been quiet too long, way too long. And it's because we stuck on that mindset of, I mean, what we going to do? What you expect for us to do? There's a lot we can do about it, but we got to be able to stand together to be able to do it. Just like any other race. They'll stand up real quick against us if it came down to it.
That is true. But I do go back because I definitely would never make light of it. I do feel like it is important, as Dana, and she keeps reiterating it, and it is important that every Black person that is either on this podcast, listening, go backs on a pre-record, to your mama, tell your cousin, tell your daddy, your baby mama, your baby daddy, tell them all they really need to read the Willie Lynch letter. It is important. It's very important because once you read that letter, you will understand everything when it comes to the scope of how Black people move. And I honestly think that if you took the time to read it, it would actually open up some eyeballs and you'd be like, God dang, for real?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
But are we
So I'm just
supposed to
saying,
stay in that mindset though?
not a toy. What I'm saying is,
Oh my God.
what you don't know, you can't change. What you don't know, you can't change. So what I'm saying is, for example, if you had a guide point that explained everything about why you do what you do, why you perceive things to be the way that they are, why you look at your brother and your sister, and I say that Black people, the way that you do, it will give you a better understanding of why things are that they are. So when you start looking, and I mean, and even something as simple as down to just read the damn paper. All I can say is read the letter.
I've read it before. I'm just asking some questions because
Okay,
again,
fine. You read it, but
yeah,
everybody has not read
I
it.
get it.
So
Yeah, but
where you might have the clarity and the understanding of why things are the way that they
Mhm.
are,
Right.
everybody else doesn't.
And that's
So
why
you're like,
I'm asking questions so we can break this down.
I
That's why,
get it.
ladies, let me explain again. This is a
Well,
discussion. Let's break
I
it down for the
know.
people.
I understand that. But your
Okay.
question was, so are we supposed to stay in this mindset? What
Yes.
I'm saying to you is if you don't understand that your mindset is the way that it is and why it is the way that it is, you can't change what you don't know and what you don't understand. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that particular document is very much eye-opening to have people understand, people of color understand why things were the way that they were and why they continue to be, as you say, this way in 2025. Why is it in 2025? Why do we think this way? Why is it in 2025? Why can't we come together? Your mindset is not any different. It's the same. It's literally the same. There's nothing changed. What's the term? There's nothing new under the sun. Same
Right.
thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Ain't nothing different.
Mm-hmm.
Same
I
thing.
agree. I agree. I said, I want to break all of this down to the T. So we all understand where we're coming from and then see what we can do to move forward to make changes. It's going to take all of us to do it. It's going to take a community to do it. We can't have one lazy one in the bunch behind this situation. It's going to take a community because we are getting ready to face high dangers against just our community. They're serious. And it's definitely going to be the police force. Like Dana said, that's where the KKK start. So again,
Well, the police was not here to cover and protect us anyway. But that's a whole nother conversation that we ain't got time to get into that. But I'm just saying.
Well, we're going to get into it eventually because like I said, I got a whole bunch of videos that I'm going to present that talks about all of this kind of stuff. And that's why I've been doing all of this research because I want to just break it all down. They're serious. So, all right. Well, we good. Thank y'all so much for tuning in with us on tonight's Straight to the Point OKC. Once again, if this is your first time on the platform, thank you for tuning in with us on tonight. Feel free to stop by and like both of our pages. We have one on YouTube and one on Facebook. So please feel free to continue to engage with us. We'll greatly appreciate it. And once again, thank everybody for tuning in with us on tonight. We miss Glenn, but hopefully he'll be back on next week. If not next week, I think the week after next, because I think he does this like 2 weeks in a row. So either way, we do miss Glenn on tonight. So, but everybody enjoy the rest of your week. Y'all have a safe week and a safe weekend. And real quick, I forgot. On Monday night, I want to say, here in Oklahoma City, there was a shooting. I want to say it was like 4 to 7 people. It's crazy because one of the girls worked with me and it was some of her friends that got shot. I do want to, and this was at the Collective here in Oklahoma City. I do want to send prayers out to those family members. So far, we haven't heard anybody passed away. So thank God for that. But I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the show. But yeah, sending up prayers for those that were shot in that situation is crazy. Once again, we just living in a crazy world where all together, we just got to get it together, I'll tell you. But anyways, everybody have a safe weekend and we'll see y'all next Wednesday. Thank you, ladies. I'll see y'all.
Nice.